So you're thinking about moving to Louisville, Kentucky, and you're considering the Highlands neighborhood. My name's Sawyer. I'm a realtor with Gatewood Properties of Kentucky, and I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every day that are considering moving to this neighborhood. And so today, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of moving to the Highlands so that you will know the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between to be prepared for your move. We're going to dive right into it with pro number one, which is the nightlife and the food. If you've heard anything about the Highlands neighborhood or you've done any research, then you will know that the Highlands is famous for its food, for its nightlife, for its music scene, for its arts and culture, and that's why the number one pro of the Highlands has to be its food and its nightlife. I'm gonna show some of the top Yelp reviewed restaurants on the screen right now so that you can see some of those. I'm not gonna bother to go over them in detail, but if you wanna pause the video and look at some of them, I'm not giving them my endorsement, nor am I ragging on them. I'm just saying that a lot of people review a lot of things on Yelp, and sometimes it's a helpful tool and sometimes it isn't, but I'm gonna put it up there for you to see. There's really not much more that can be said outside of the fact that really there's not a better place in the city for nightlife and for food. So if that's your thing, you may want to check out the Highlands. The second thing is going to be just what I'm going to call its culture. So pro number two is going to be the Highlands culture, which is a culture of creativity, a culture of diversity, a culture of activism, a culture of health consciousness. There are a lot of health conscious individuals. There's a lot of health conscious restaurants. And if you're that kind of a person, you may gravitate toward this area of town. I'm not saying that's necessarily the best area of town for you or the worst area of town for you. You really need to make that decision on your own, but the culture of the city is definitely going to be a huge factor. And I'm really going to break that down into a couple of different ways. We're going to look at the culture of health and fitness. So I'm actually going to list several of the different gyms that are throughout the Highlands on the screen now for you to take a look at. And I'm also going to show some of the outdoor activities. So there should be a map coming up any second, maybe right now, that's going to show Seneca Park, Cherokee Park, and Cave Hill Cemetery. And those are great places where people in the Highlands love to go picnic. They love to go enjoy the outdoors. Cave Hill Cemetery is a beautiful place, actually, that lots of people go and visit. There are some famous locals buried there, like Colonel Sanders, the pioneer of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so there's a lot that could be said about the culture in the Highlands, the culture of health and fitness, the culture of arts and diversity and activism and inclusion, and so many other things that it would take hours and hours to talk about. But if you're considering moving to the Highlands, then those are some things that are touchstones for the neighborhood. The third thing that I want to bring to your attention is the commute time. So pro number three is that it doesn't take very long for you to get to anywhere in the city from the Highlands. In the 40205 zip code, you are only about 5 minutes away from the Watterson Expressway. And that makes it the best place in the city for people that are looking to live closer to downtown yet still have access to everything in the city in a pretty short commute. Now, unfortunately, we've also got to talk about some cons for the area. And sometimes it's harder to find cons than others, but a lot of these statistics today are coming from niche.com, and niche.com is going to say that the Highlands is ranked as a C+ area for crime, which puts it just above national averages in terms of safety. So it's going to be a C+, which is closer to an A, which is a good thing, than closer to an F, but it's just a little bit safer than the national average. I'm going to have some statistics from niche.com pop up on the screen so that you can take a look at them. I'm not going to go in depth into the numbers, but here are some stats via niche.com for 2023 crime rating in the Highlands neighborhood. Con number 2 is going to be that the cost of living in the Highlands is going to be a little bit higher, and you might even say significantly higher than the average for our MLS. So the average sale price in January of 2023 for our MLS is right around $275,000. And depending on whether you're looking at the 40204 or the 40205 zip code, and the 40204 being a little, let me double check here, a little less expensive by about $40,000 on average, you're anywhere from $75,000 to about $125,000 more on average to live in the Highlands than to live in the rest of our market. Specifically, I've got some stats here. I'll go ahead and read them off for you. Our average sale price on the 40204 is $352,000, and our average sale price in the 40205 is $395,000. So again, that's significantly higher than our $275,000 average across the market for January of 2023. And those are some things that you need to be on the lookout for if housing affordability is a concern for you. The third con is going to be the public schools. Now, as I've talked about before, it seems like I talk about public schools being a con in every single one of my pros and cons videos for the city of Louisville, and that's because it is. There are 5 ranked public schools, according to greatschools.org, in the Highlands area, and I will show some graphics of those. There's a couple that are decent, that are ranked a little bit higher, maybe 7, 8 out of 10, but the other 3 are quite low on the scale, and you're looking 3, 4 out of 10 according to greatschools.org. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on that. I'll go more into detail on my 3 reasons why you shouldn't move to the Highlands video, where I break all of the cons down at a greater level of scrutiny. But for now, look at the graphics. You can see the public schools in the Highlands, just like in the rest of the city, aren't super amazing. So this has been a super quick overview going over the pros and cons of moving to the Highlands. As always, I'm going to have a video that goes over the pros of moving to the Highlands much more in depth, where I'm diving into a lot more of that content. And I'm going to have a video going over the cons of moving to the Highlands so that you'll be more prepared. This video is always just to give you a good overview of the highs and the lows of the city, so that you can move on and watch some of my other videos going over the pros and the cons in more detail, now that you know a little bit more of what you're getting into. So if you've liked this video, and I know it was a short one, please like this video down below. It really helps get this info out to other people. If you are not subscribed to the channel and you're watching this, as actually about 95% of you are not subscribed, please subscribe. It is a tremendous help to getting this out to all the people that are looking to move to Louisville and need the helpful information that I am providing here for you. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please leave me a comment below, or drop me an email or a DM on my social. You can find it all at Sawyer Shable, or you can even just text me. My phone number is going to be in the contact info. Please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help you. Like I said, I get calls, texts, emails from people just like you every day. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Stay safe. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you in the next one.